Oh, guess the video's over. Once in a while, you got to mark out to your own intro. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, out in the wrestling world? It is me, myself, and I, the People's Choice, Don Rodriguez, along with the big guy, KG, coming to you. Nubian Sumo is on special assignment somewhere out there in, where you say he was, Abu Dhabi or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, you know, we can never keep track of where the Sumo is. He just be out there. He never come back with nothing, though. He don't even bring us. Remember how it used to be where your mom would be like, you better bring me a pencil or something.
Shot glass, something.
Something. We'll get no magnets. This fool be all torn and all that crap on our dime. Don't bring back nothing. Just ungrateful. If he wasn't so old, he'd be a millennial. But either way, it is us coming to you live, Wrestlemainiacs, live on the mothership, to be able to entertain you for the next 58 minutes. Thanks to the network and the powers that be. So how are you this week, KG? How's things been?
I'm feeling good. Feeling alive. I don't know. My wife must have put something in my water bottle. Come.
I don't know. Maybe it is. I remember back in the day, she give you that ginseng. She put that ginseng in it.
I don't do that anymore.
That's why we got so many kids now. Come here.
We get a special guest.
I am not coming on screen.
Come on.
I'm running away.
Oh, I just want you to sit on my lap.
Technically,
talk about the first thing that pops up.
Technically, that's what she said. But
I try. And hello, Blue Roses 26 sitting over there with milk running down your chin.
So I got to be honest, KG, before we get started, I got, man.
What you mean you
I don't know how it happened. It was the middle of the night. You know, I thought I was sleeping good. The next thing you know, I started having some weird dreams about Christmas stuff. And then, I kind of gingerly wake up. So I'm like, man, this dream's getting a little bit too good. It's almost like it's scripted. I wake up and the goddamn Hallmark Channel on. Got me.
Story of my life, dude. Every night.
Take us 5 minutes. I'm, groggy, like, oh, what the hell? Put the glasses on and start watching. Like, next thing you know, 4 a.m.
You see that, right?
Yeah.
You see what's above my head?
I see it. Well, you got a couple things above your head, but which one you point to?
Right there.
Yeah?
Right there.
Is that where you pirating cable?
No, that's the surround sound speaker, but the elf is up. We got elf on the shelf.
That's what that is. Go back to it. I can't see it, man.
Yeah, they be hanging on.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
elf
see
on
it.
The shelf, man.
We have to get you a bigger elf. Where do you find that one at?
That's Daisy and Sunny's on the other side.
Sunny and Daisy.
They came into town. Daisy was up in Sea Caucus. She had a bank job up in Sea Caucus for the last year. So she was laying down in the woods, and fucking police walked over and was like, "You go in and tell us something." She said, "Don't, go fuck your mother." Ping pong pow poo, And she comes around, and then after she comes around, the police officer says to her, "All right, tough lady, you gonna tell us something?" "Hey, didn't I tell you go fuck your mother?" Ping pong pow poo.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this may be our last episode.
And you didn't get the reference.
This time, it was not my fault. It's good to know that, I'm not the one always causing trouble around here up in these parts. So apparently that ginseng has been paying off and did its job, and KG is live and in living color to make up for Sumo not being here. Either that or that, lifetime Hallmark Channel moment that I had, it sparked something in his mind and just took him to a whole nother level. Either way, I appreciate it. I'm happy you contributing at a level that normally you wouldn't, because you'd be just looking, trying not to get in trouble with the boss BJ.
Well, I know he's indisposed tonight.
Oh, so you showing off then?
Oh yeah, he not watching. I got him. He ain't watching.
Man, when your mama get home, I'ma tell her. I'm gonna tell her.
All right, we good now.
So I guess bringing it back to the reason for the season, because we got 54 minutes at least. It's been a week in the wrestling world. Still everybody's I guess trying to negotiate and digest everything that's been happening. With Randy Orton coming back, CM Punk coming back, R-Truth coming back, Stinking Nature Boy. There's a lot going on this week all over the place. So we're going to do what we do best, allegedly, and figure out something to be able to talk about. So I figure the most important question that we really haven't even touched on after the epic return, even, we kind of touched on, I guess, for a little bit, but it's a little bit more complex now. And that being, we now have in the WWE Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, CM Punk. All together, one spot at the same time. Who's the Paul Heyman guy? Or is this a new stable? Taking it up an extra notch, will we finally get a Paul Heyman girl?
Well,
inquiring minds would like to know, KG.
Let me say this. Paul Heyman and the 4 Horsewomen would have been epic. That's all I'm going to say about that, and I'm going to leave it alone because I don't want to go down a rabbit hole because we only have 52 minutes and 6 seconds. So, man, I guess it would be, I guess Brock is more of the Paul Heyman guy. That's if Brock and Paul Heyman get back together, but Paul Heyman's synonymous with Brock Lesnar.
But he was synonymous with CM Punk as well.
Well, no. He was with Brock from Jump Street. The next big thing, every big run Brock has had, Paul Heyman's been there. So I think if you want to say who will be the true Paul Heyman guy, it's got to be Brock. But a close second, it's got to be Roman. Punk can ride on his own. Not saying that Brock and Roman can't, but it's like, that's your true Paul Heyman guy has got to be Brock.
Paul's the reason why Punk is where he is now. Paul recruited him to NXT or OVW, and was the only one that believed in him, called him up, and said, "Hey, follow me, and let's establish this thing." Before CM Punk kind of broke off onto his own. Shoot, even in a pipe bomb, he talked about being a Heyman guy.
Well, hold on, because I see things a little differently than you, because we're individuals here. I feel that what made CM Punk was the work that he put in Ring of Honor, the battles with Samoa Joe, because that's when I first learned who he was.
Okay.
It was through those battles that I'm watching at 1:30, 2 o'clock on a Saturday morning, well, on a Sunday morning, when I don't even know what they're saying, but I'm watching Ring of Honor. So, that's when wrestling used to be on all night long.
Yeah, true that. We kind of actually may not be too far away from that, depending on where Raw lands. The CW could be the home for everything.
True.
You never know.
As long as they keep Raw on Mondays, I don't care. But you can't put Raw on, you can't put it on regular network TV. You can't.
Yeah. That's too much stress, I think, if you go, network TV. SmackDown could hold its own, but you see how they have to handle it. Roman's got to be on there. Bianca's on there. Charlotte's on there. They're stacking the deck on the SmackDown side.
Randy, too.
And Fox still wasn't happy.
Yeah, Randy's coming to SmackDown too.
Yeah, so if Randy goes SmackDown, I mean that's heavy to try to appease the network. And if we go, we'll just say CW for Raw. That's a lot of pressure when it comes down to sponsorships. That's also a larger allotment of standards and practices. So some things really may not be able to slip through the cracks.
But CW, that network, that group of networks, that's taking that call back to our childhoods and having wrestling on that network, because that's where I saw NWA. That and 54. If you're from the Maryland, DC, Virginia area, WNUV 54, we watch wrestling on there. WFTY, we watch wrestling there. We watch Glow and Power and everything. So it's like a throwback for us. So it's not nothing different for us, but this new generation, and this is the CW. They're gonna get a lot of phone calls because a lot of people not gonna understand it, but it's gonna be good things because it's gonna bring money into the CW, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, but maybe that's a good thing that they're starting with NXT. Oh, what we dabbing up?
That was Dario.
Give some love out in these streets. That's what's up.
Yeah, he's him and Xavier are departing for the weekend.
Oh man,
well, for the week.
They're going to party up. They got them a nice little crib or something.
No, they going to their mom's house. Dario got to go to work, so Xavier got to go. Make sure you get your uniform, boy. Got me. I'm trying to. I can't turn and podcast.
Well, if you start walking around with the camera, technically you could, but we probably get a lot of things lost in translation. But as I was saying, it's good that they're starting with NXT because, and get their feet wet. NXT is not as hardcore as it used to be when it came down to storylines and stuff. So they've got a little bit of extra PG built in, for lack of a better term. So if that goes over well, then that could, stack the deck and say, okay, well, if you bring Raw away from USA, there you go. But I severely doubt that USA is going to let Raw go away. Because if we take away Monday Night Raw, what major show is on the USA Network?
Reruns of Chicago Fire,
PD,
Chicago Fire, SVU, Chicago PD. That's
Chris Lee knows best.
Does that even come on anymore since they got locked up?
From time to time, yeah.
Okay.
And a bunch of movies from way back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you can watch Silk Stockings anymore.
What you know about that? La Femme Nikita? What you know about that? You trying to take it back? You trying to take it back? Shoot, Silk Stockings, god dang.
But USA struggled, but this is before they got, the aforementioned shows. USA struggled with Raw being on TNN. So you kind of putting them in that mindset again that they're gonna have to hold on to Raw. And it would be good for CW to take over NXT. That way, you open up a little bit more time slots, but maybe the CW can give NXT more exposure. Yeah. And I'm just spitballing here, nothing in concrete. I'm just spitballing. But it seems like NXT is buried on USA. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're telling the truth. I mean, even though they do get commercials, but it's not as prominent as Monday Night Raw. There's not as much behind it as Monday Night Raw, but at least they're getting, some advertisement. But still, it's mostly right around the time you're watching Monday Night Raw. So it's, and once in a while here or there, you may see an NXT commercial, but the bulk of it is, at the times when, wrestling would normally be on. So yeah, a little bit more national exposure. I would say would be a one-up to Tony Khan because he's still bound by cable
Yes.
or streaming at
But
this point
here's a
because
question for
it's
you.
not even just the two entities of network and cable anymore.
Here's a question for you. Now, you know marketing very well. Like when it comes to marketing, I think you are on the ball and you understand it very, very well. I'll ask you this: why don't we have commercials, even on even AEW, but any show where you actually have commercials that are geared towards the audience that you're trying to reach? Remember when SmackDown first premiered? Shoot, let's go back to April '99 when when it was a special. When it premiered, the commercials were geared towards the audience. You had the Stacker commercial with the fat burners and 1-800-COLLECT, and then you had wrestlers in these commercials that were kind of like a crossover with the commercial, as well as targeting the audience that you're looking at. Even when you watch WCW back then, you had things that had wrestlers in them, the movies and the TV shows. Oh, so and so is going to be on the Tonight Show tonight. So and so is going to be on Letterman. Why are they not? See, I think that's where you lose a lot right there because you're not targeting your audience. You have to have a focus group and know your audience so you can target your audience with your commercials. That alone will stop people from changing the channel when you go to break.
Yeah, I think some of it is, they had the ample amount of stars back then. You got to think about it. Who do we have on commercials right now? We've got Charlotte, Bianca Belair. Probably, I think those are the main two for what is it? The cell phone.
Straight Talk?
No, Cricket.
Not Straight Talk. Hey, Cricket.
Yeah, Cricket Wireless. So they got Cricket. The Miz. I've seen Drew McIntyre and one other superstar. I can't think of who it was doing the Mattel toy commercials.
Sheamus,
yeah. And that was, well, and you're currently now starting to see a resurgence of Slim Jim and the Macho Man. But outside of that, there's not a lot of talent now that they have that is big enough. Back then, everybody, was huge. And you could be in a commercial and do something, everybody could be in an Icro Pro commercial or whatever it is. But now you've got to have the right talent that you can put in front of a national marketing ad, A. B, they've got to have the time to be able to film it. Everything is so fast paced now. And now that we're on the well-balanced schedule, so that way the superstars can have time off instead of only one day to get home, shower, shave, do whatever, get your hair done, get your nails done, and then you're back on the plane. They're taking some time for quality of life. So there's a couple things happening, in my opinion, at the same time that doesn't make it conducive to be able to have marketing campaigns at that level.
So what you're telling me is I'm asking for too much.
Yeah. Because we talked about, when NXT went animated and Fortnite-ish, then, we lost a lot of talent because they pulled people and then didn't use them properly. Keith Lee. And we lost it. Excuse me.
Piper Niven.
Yeah. That was a miss. And we could shoot, if we start the list and, we got to jump into Ricochet, Aleister Black. And, that list is just going to keep on going and going. FTR. So, man. And I remember what was that, like 2 years ago where we had KG's Got Beef because he was just mad at the fact that they were underutilizing these folks. And then what did they do? Cut them.
Yeah.
And that was the epic KG's Got Beef. Go back. I don't know what episode it was, but yeah, KG was pretty pissed on that one.
Yeah, because like I always say, you had something special with Cedric Alexander.
Yep. I forgot about Cedric. Oh, and your boy
Mustafa Ali
Mustafa Ali. Yep.
and Aleister Black. You had something special with them.
Now it could have been a second coming of Nexus,
Ugh.
even though they
And-
tried it
and-
with Retribution. That made no sense.
But they were so athletic and they were so good together. And the things that I seen, I think I posted a video. This had to be about 5. It was long before we started podcasting. And that's when I found out about Ricochet.
Okay.
It was him. It was Ricochet. Who else was it? I can't remember. It was Ricochet. It might have been the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in like a tag team, and they hit it was somebody else. Each corner they hit a 4-corner shooting star press at the same time.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And I said, this is why we love wrestling. But when Ricochet got to WWE, he was hot for a minute, and then they just cool him off.
Well, because they know what to do with them. And again, if they're not establishing a lucha-esque situation like WCW did right, who's he going to do that with?
You
Who's he
had
have
Aleister
space
Black.
with?
You had Mustafa Ali. Him and Mustafa Ali could have did a 6-month.
Well, they, to their credit, remember they did have the Cruiserweight 205 Live.
Yes, which was really good.
Yep. Shout out to TJ Perkins or TJP. But
What was your guy from Baltimore?
And Neville.
Yes. What was your guy from Baltimore? I can't
Which
remember
one?
his name. Dark skinned guy with the dreads. He cut his hair.
Are you talking about the one that was dancing?
I think so.
Oh gosh. Rich Swann?
Rick Swan. Rick Homie Swan.
Yep.
Yeah. And you couldn't stand
No, James couldn't stand him.
him.
I was all right
That
with him.
is
He was
fair.
out here doing his thing.
That
Remember, I was
is
like,
fair.
hey, he's like the new age JYD. James was hating on him like it was the plague. Couldn't stand Rich Swann. Couldn't stand Rich Swann. That's all he said. Couldn't say why, though. Probably because Rich Swann could put them moves on, and he was mad that Rich Swann got Rosemary and James didn't. But that's a whole nother story. Whole nother story. So, bringing it full circle to take it home, we have not agreed on who the next or who the true Paul Heyman guy is. I technically never really said who my pick would be.
You did not.
KG said Brock Lesnar.
I'm going with Brock.
The sad part is, out of the two choices that I would make, Roman's not one of them. Because Roman is Roman. So, we'll have to wait and see. But it would be a cool segment to have all three of those guys in the ring with Paul Heyman at the same time.
You know what you would have? You would have a Spider-Verse moment.
Yep.
That's a Spider-Verse moment.
Uh-huh. And how would Paul Heyman handle that? Oh my gosh.
Just wanted to share that with you guys. This is what I'm sipping on tonight. A little Pennsylvania Dutch birch beer. Only thing that's missing is a steak and cheese from Jiffy's on Allentown Road with lettuce, tomatoes, extra mayonnaise, double fried onions, and just a light hint of hot peppers and pickles.
How you double fry an onion?
You fry them once and you fry them again, and then you do 2 orders of it. Put double fried onions on there. I want the onions to be hanging off.
Okay. Well, we'll leave that to you and your colon and your heart.
When you come back, you come back up this end. I'm taking you to Jiffy's. We're gonna eat at Jiffy's. Get you the best steak and cheese you've ever had.
Hey, that's a big statement right there because I've been to Philly.
We use real cheese down here. We don't use no whiz.
Hold on. The food comments of KG are KG alone. Uh-oh. Gotta be on your best behavior now.
Well, hold on. Yeah, he did. If you got a naked steak and cheese that's dry, it had no. Don't give me. See, he trying to trigger me because he know that's my spot, and then he know I don't like that dude because he always trashing daggone DC food. We're not even doing it. Go try it for yourself and actually get some daggone toppings on your sandwich. I don't care if they use steakums. So what? You've been eating steakums all your goddamn life. What you think the curry out use? The fuck? Not going there.
There's nothing wrong with a naked cheesesteak as long as you have a good ratio of salt and pepper.
I don't even think he had that on there. I'll find the video and I have to show you the video. But the meat was dry. The bread soaked up whatever grease and seasoning it had, and he had nothing on it.
Well, that's a good bun then. That's a good bun if it sucked up the grease.
Yeah. But it was just, my sandwiches are like this big around, and they're this long. His sandwich was about this big. I put normal stuff on there. And no, that's not hiding. You know what?
You saying he had an unhappy meal?
He had a stand in the corner and eat this food because you ain't getting shit else because I ain't cooking. We got McDonald's money at home meal.
Dang. I wouldn't take that, BJ. I really wouldn't. But I ain't want to gossip.
And BJ,
so you ain't hear that from me.
We know how good the steak and cheeses are from Jiffy's. And he didn't even have no cheese on the goddamn thing.
We need to get some sponsorship out of that since Jiffy's got some plugs for about 5 minutes. That means we only got a little over 30 minutes left because of the daggone network. Sorry. I don't like to be shackled.
Not what I heard, but okay.
Who you been talking to? I'm gonna have to make sure I hide those cuffs next show or something, y'all. You be looking into a little too close in the crib.
See?
Now I'm not like on the level of Todd and Candy though. I ain't got no dungeons. Them fools over there got some extra equipment. Look like came from I can't say that. Let me stop myself. We really will have some standard and practices issues. I'm still mad about that Keith Lee situation though, because that wasn't really Keith Lee. Either way. Since we talking about food. Damn it. And it's probably mostly just because I spent maybe about 20 or 30 minutes scouring Keith Lee's daggone Instagram and social media, trying to figure out what the hell these damn food reviews were.
Where's Mia Yim at?
Why can't I find this at? Man, what, Mia Yim ain't doing it? Damn, Keith Lee, what y'all talking about? Tragedy. But speaking of tragedy, I guess that Keith Lee situation is a good segue. Do you think that Britt Baker has been underutilized in 2023? 4 years of AEW at this point. 2023, no love for Britt. Here's what she said out of her ex-Twitter, depending on whatever the hell you want to call it these days. And I quote, tonight's, and it's from 2 days ago, by the way. Tonight's AEW Dynamite, MJF live promo time, 7 minutes. Christian Cage live promo time, 10 minutes. All of 2023, AEW Dynamite, Britt Baker live promo time, 0 minutes. Now, if we call back to all 3 years ago, the staple in the women's division on the mic was Britt Baker. Every week, DMD had the microphone, or for the most part, almost every week. The funny thing that I don't get is who got replaced? Who stepped up and took the microphone duties from her? Because there really hasn't anybody that has been in the ring, on the mic, cutting promos as often as she was. They've been little backstage segment with Renee Paquette. or something else. But a couple times Saraya, did something, but not at the level of Britt. Who did Britt piss off?
You got to ask a bigger question. Who did the women's division piss off? Because the women's division has not been getting any love in AEW. You got this great roster of talent, and you said it yourself. Where's Abaddon? Where's Abaddon? You said that week in and week out. Where's Abaddon? You can be using Abaddon this way. You can be using Abaddon that way. Where's Abaddon? I've been saying it. Where's Nyla Rose? That's who you got to go against Jade Cargill. Where's Nyla Rose? Everything. They have not done anything with this women's division. We have the women's revolution, and you should still be riding that wave. It goes for WWE too. You should still be riding that wave 3 years later, because let's not forget, the ladies of wrestling, whether it be AEW or WWE, carried our behinds through the damn pandemic.
Yes,
they were main eventing house shows. They were main eventing Raws. They were main eventing Dynamite. They were main eventing pay-per-views or premium live events, whatever you want to call it. How soon we forget when the men couldn't hold a candle to them, the women were stepping up, showing and showing out.
All right, I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Make sure you catch it, and don't look at me crazy.
Okay.
Do you think that the women's division, as a general whole, period, all promotions, has outgrown Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné?
No.
Is she a super player like she used to be when she stepped away? She was the pun intended, the blueprint.
Yes.
Now there's a new mold. There's a Jade Cargill mold. There's a Tiffany Stratton mold. There's a they're trying to make a Julia Hart mold. But there was a Chris Statlander mold. There's other people that have really been out there making it happen, to where, yes, it'd be great if Mercedes would come back and wrestle, but she's not coming back at the level of CM Punk.
No, but you also got to realize,
have we outgrown her? Has the luster worn off, and she's just
one does not outgrow a wrestler, a performer, a superstar. One doesn't outgrow, because you have to. The key to longevity in the game is evolution. You have to evolve. How many incarnations do we have of The Rock? How many incarnations do we have of Mick Foley, Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker? Everybody has. How many incarnations of Owen Hart? When things got stale for Bayley, what did she do? She turned. She turned into a monster heel. She's getting ready to turn face again at 9:42 on December 2nd, 2023. Mark my words, her face turn is coming. Probably around Royal Rumble, if not sooner. Her face turn is coming back. May not be Bayley Buddy's face turn, but it's coming back. But she has to evolve. You can't keep going off of this same thing you were going off of before, because the run is going to end and it's going to get stale. You got to find something else.
But what does she evolve into? What persona would you like to see her, be? You want her to have some braids?
No. I think Bianca Belair got the braid thing locked up.
She can pull a shot and have her natural hair, and not wear the wigs.
I didn't really like her in the wigs anyway, but I think, and you know what, that may be something she can do. She come out and she cut a promo. She got the wig on. And in the middle of the promo, she pulls the Sha'Carri Richardson and pulls the wig off. And then all of a sudden she goes.
She did that already.
You what? I was told there's no pulling off of the wigs.
She did it already. Remember when she changed her hair color? She came back in the purple, then took that wig off and had another wig under it that was blue.
Yeah. But the wife is telling me from the other room that those are custom-made wigs by the who? By the Red Fairy? LaRasia Andrea. I'm catching all this. It's not even in the earpiece. It's just coming up. Look, you gotta do something. Get a custom wig that zips down the middle and it opens up to her real hair. Something shit. We gotta.
You want her to wear? You want her to wear a wig hoodie?
You got to do something.
She just goes zip, and it just flop. You know how the hoodie, some of them that have the zip, and they just flop down and open that. Wow.
And then next thing you know, she goes boots to asses. But
I just want to let you know that the wig hoodie idea that you just came up with is almost on a level of when people was giving Monique hate for talking about taking off the bonnets. The only thing you ain't say was, "Listen here, babies."
But she needs a nemesis first. She needs somebody that's going to be her, what Nubian Sumo calls her heater.
It can't be Bailey, because Bailey she finally needs her just due and her breakout moment.
We need NXT Bailey back.
I know she could go up against Natalya.
Nah, she needs somebody that's got she needs somebody with a mean streak.
There's nobody at that level other than her coming back and facing Charlotte.
Her and Bianca.
We saw that. I mean,
her and Bianca.
That was the hair whip her around the world. Remember?
Yeah, but Bianca and Charlotte the only ones with a real nasty mean streak. Like they can turn it on.
They're not gonna let Bianca turn heel. She's in that John Cena rut now.
Can't do it. God!
Can't do it.
The babies. Here's the thing. What happens when a baby face turns heel? A baby face that's loved turns heel.
I'm with you. Remember, we've been asking for Cena to turn for a while, but
yes,
Cena can't turn. Make a wish. Cena can't turn.
You die.
No. Make a wish. You know, humanitarian John Cena can't turn. That's like you're gonna start drinking something so I can say this so you can spit it out. But go ahead, start drinking something. I'm gonna tell you what the analogy is that just hit my brain.
Oh Lord.
Go ahead. It's like if Martin Luther King heel turn.
I don't even have the words for that.
Can you imagine Dr. King? I got a dream that all these white people would raise up because I'm tired of you Negroes. Well, wait a minute. Did he just heel turn? Dr. King just heel turn? You know, that'd be.
Well, hold on.
That's on the same level that happened, like for John Cena.
That happened in the Boondocks, and people were upset about it. But what he said in the Boondocks was absolutely right. I'll say that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at Return of the King episode of the Boondocks, season 2.
Epic. Shout out to Regina King and Granddad.
I don't know how to say it the non-curse way. But to answer your question, yes, Britt Baker has been underutilized in 2023. And it's terrible. Terrible. It's really terrible, Ernie. It's terrible.
We got to talk about another tragedy, potentially. Your boy just can't stop being himself. Now, I will say that the old, request back in the day speaking of old shows, was Be Somebody Important, Be Yourself. So that means that Nature Boy, who has been doing this longer than most of us have been alive, it's only going to do what Nature's going to do. So, KG, go ahead and fill the people in on Nature Boy's latest non-airplane related incident.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Nature Boy cut a promo. Was that over the weekend or earlier this week?
Earlier this weekend.
Yeah, but it's supposed to air on. It was supposed to air on Tuesday, but they cut the part out. He cut a promo where he did his thing, and he said, "Women, ladies, 18 to 28, come to my hotel room." Basically, so many people online. Oh, that's creepy for a man in his 70s to say that, and this one dude summed it up very, very well. I wish I would have got his name so I could give him credit. He said, "It's creepy to y'all, but you got 18-year-old women that are into 70-year-old men with money and are willing to meet him at his hotel room. Space Mountain is the oldest ride with the longest line. Still. Famous Ric Flair line. And I was telling the people this earlier because I just seen the video. Ladies, you may not be first, but you sure can be next. This is Ric Flair. You asked for the Attitude Era back. We need to go back to the Attitude Era, get out of this PG stuff and whoop-de-whoop. But when you get it outside of the PG stuff, you complain about it. How do you complain about something that you want?
This is almost technically a KG got beef. Dang. So I'll let you down, man. I should have played your intro. The boss agrees. Let Rick be Rick.
Exactly.
And here's the crazy thing is Ric Flair is even saying, "Hey, Tony Khan, if needed, I can go ahead and step away from AEW if it's a deal breaker, or this is causing too much of an issue." Now, if he would have said that in Vince country, Vince would have turned this into a whole daggone storyline.
You got to use what you got to get what you want.
And as the BJ is mentioning, these aren't, wrestling fans that understand Nature Boy that are complaining. This is the times we live in where, censorship is happening or attempted censorship, just like the comedians. You can't tell a joke.
No.
Without offending somebody. But yet, I think Dave Chappelle was talking about, the transgender female that he knew. And, how everybody was like, you can't tell that joke. That's messed up. But she was laughing because it was funny. When are we going to get back to that point where it's not even about having a spine? It's just that these are just things that are just being said. Jokes are jokes. When it's real and when somebody's trying to stick and stone you and break your bones. But we're talking about going to a comedy show.
Yeah.
Where you're supposed to be able to make fun of everybody. This is no bad. I don't even think we could bring back on network television roast battle. Or remember when we had the show Your Mama?
Yeah.
Somebody's mama will get mad at that. How you going to talk about somebody's mama like that? Same way we've been talking about somebody's mama forever. Just at the schoolyard.
If you say anything out the way, everybody's so offended, right? Whatever happened to, man, just let it roll off your back. Now I got to call and I got to dox you. I want your job information. I want to get you fired from your job. I want to make your life a living hell because you told a joke that 99% of the people in the arena found funny, or you said something that nobody else had a problem with, but I got a problem with it. So I'm going to make your life a living hell because I have a problem with what you said. When what you said didn't even affect me, but I'm offended for the people that you were directing that to because they should be offended, but because they're not offended, I'm going to be offended for them. That's the way it is right now. Because of what Ric Flair said, people are offended for women that are 18 to 28 they're offended for them, even though they're not offended. They're like, well, what room are you in?
Yep.
You find me a woman from 18 to 28 that's not taking Ric Flair up on that. If he was serious. He's been saying the same thing for years. Why is it a problem now?
I'm waiting for the overweight people to start getting mad because remember, no matter what's going on, and don't worry about a fat boy. You know what I'm saying? He's always calling out somebody. But I'm surprised, you know what I'm saying, we haven't got yelled at. We haven't had a Me Too episode in a while. Does that mean we're getting soft?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think we just stopped giving a fuck, to be honest.
Oh, yeah. That sounds like we're about to do for a Sam Jackson episode then. Thankfully, the boss isn't on at this point. Otherwise, he would know it's coming.
Yeah.
We're already bound by, shackled by how much time we got. Talking about network television. God dang, you know what I'm saying? How long is this segment? Y'all only got about 60 seconds. Then you got to roll over to the next segment. They try and tell us what to do. It's tragedy out in these streets, man.
Oh, man.
Tragic. Can't say Oh, so I'm about to get to my throwback to Bernie Mac.
All in all, if you're offended by what Ric Flair said, that they decided, we're going to cut that out. You ruin the essence of the promo because you're not allowing him to have the liberties of being who he is.
And Flair ain't gonna read no script.
No, but for how many years? Now, for those of us that are old enough and can remember, when they talked about what the Four Horsemen were about, what Ric Flair was about, that wasn't a gimmick. That wasn't something that you just saw on TV. That was a lifestyle. That's the lifestyle that Rick, Arn, Ole, and Tully lived. If you were a Four Horseman, you lived that. We ain't say nothing. We ain't saying nothing. No such a thing, boss. No such a thing.
Nothing.
But that's the lifestyle that they live. That's what Ric Flair said. That is part of the Four Horseman lifestyle. If you can't get with that, you would never be. You want DX to come back and keep coming back. You want the PG era to be over. You want the Attitude era back. But this is pre-Attitude. This is what built the Attitude era. And you can't handle that. You would never handle the Attitude era.
Can't handle
You would never be able to handle it.
Lord knows at the Baltimore Arena back in the day, when he said the party was at the Marriott, he wasn't joking because the Marriott was across the street. So as soon as everybody got out, we all went to the Marriott and tried to get up in there. And Flair was there, truth be told, drinking people under the table, doing what Flair does. So you can't expect him at 70, you know what I'm saying? He's not going to change his stripes. He's going to do what he does. You brought him in. You know who you brought in. So you're getting what you expected to get out of the person that you brought in. Sting knows who you brought in. You know what I'm saying? There's no censorship there. You got to let this go.
Here's the thing, and this is all I'm going to say about it, and I'm done. He posted a very heartfelt message on social media after the incident. He said, all I want to do is be here for the next couple of months with my friend. He said, I want to enjoy this last ride with my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And in my opinion, for me and my lifestyle and how I live my life was predicated with watching Flair versus Sting when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing them on this last ride together and they're in the same company, they're riding together, they're hanging out together. Seeing that, it makes me feel like a kid again. And Lord knows, I love feeling like a kid. I love it.
Yep.
It makes me feel optimistic. But for those of you that are upset by what he said, remember this. Y'all say it all the time. Wrestling's not real.
Until you take that bump. That bump is real. But let me give you some insight as to why I think they should lean into this instead of leaning away from it. And this is from a couple days ago. Credit to Elite Rockers with a Z off of Twitter. Excuse me. AEW Dynamite drew 845,000. AEW Rampage last week drew 264,000. Excuse me. AEW Collision drew 317,000 viewers, is what I was quoting, for a total of 1.426 million views. CM Punk's arrival on Monday Night Raw drew 1,884,000 viewers. 400,000 more viewers, 460 just about, than all of AEW. Excuse me. Tell me you don't need Flair. Tell me you don't need Nate to be Nate.
You need Flair. You need Sting.
You need a women's
Hogan.
division.
You need the women's division. You need you need Harlem Heat. You need a little bit of everything.
You need Swerve.
AEW's numbers are not the greatest. Anytime you can't show certain shots on camera because the arena is empty, that's a problem.
But what I'm trying to figure out is, there's a lot of reports coming out now saying that AEW as a whole is up in revenue by 67%. How is this happening? They took a hit, truthfully, in the video game. That's millions of dollars that didn't pay residuals back. They're not full on your house shows, well, your TV tapings. I just might as well just call them a house show because only half the arena. So we're not there. So you'll see these numbers being put out there. What Tony Khan is saying, we're here, but I think that's, I don't understand how they're skewing these numbers, other than the fact that he has no overhead because his daddy's paying for it all. So you can't, I mean, you can have a P&L, obviously, but how are you going to tout that your growth is up 67% when you basically have a Ted Turner in your back pocket? Eric Bischoff had the same thing. I have a endless bank account. All I got to do is say, oh, Hogan, yeah, I'll pay whatever you want. Oh, Hall and Nash, yeah, I'll give you a guaranteed contract for however many millions you want. Oh, what's up? Giant, yeah, I'll pay you. I'll pay you. I'll pay you. Oh, yeah, you know, if somebody gets mad, we'll pay them. It doesn't matter because I got, you know, the endless bank. So, of course, my revenue is going to be up because I have no overhead because the bank is covering it guaranteed. I'm not paying my dad back. So I don't know. I'm still waiting for a breakdown for that because that touting doesn't make any sense to me.
To all the kids listening, you should pay your parents back. Your parents anybody let you borrow money, pay the goddamn money back, please.
Or don't loan the money if you expecting it to come back.
I mean, it don't have to come back right away, but goddamn, if I give you $1 million and for you to invest in, and because you don't have it, when you make your first $2 million, give me my goddamn $1 million back. Shit.
It's hard out here in these streets.
I got other shit that I got to go blow it on. God damn.
Speaking of hard in the streets, CM Punk, we was talking about the 1,884,000 people watching CM Punk come back on Monday Night Raw. But the one thing that was missing is from CM Punk's promo is in the title of the show. It wasn't Raw. Not saying he has to pipe bomb it, but man, the best dig that we got is I'm here to make money.
Not
That's the
friends.
most memorable quote out of that.
You got to give it some time. You can't just come in and go ape shit first day on the job.
But isn't that expected? Isn't that what we tuned in for? Knowing that he wasn't going to come into the end?
Maybe, if that's what you're expecting and you don't get it, you keep tuning in until you actually get it. But if you would have got it off break, then what are you going to tune in for? What is that? What is there to wait? What's the payoff?
Will we get that at a premium live event, maybe? Not network television? Okay, that may be a different playing field. We may get that. But I thought he could have pushed the envelope a lot more in that promo. That's all. Randy Orton getting back into the swing of it. It was a good promo, but he's getting back into the swing of it. We can tell that he lost himself for a moment because he was waiting for Rhea's response. Rhea was waiting for him to say his line, and then it finally caught up like, oh, snap, that's my line. And then Rhea immediately played off of what he said. But CM Punk being seasoned and a lot more continual in the flow of promos, I would have wanted a little bit more edgy of a promo. That's just me. After 3 hours, which wasn't a bad show. But I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just watch it live, not DVR it all the way through. So that way I could have the build-up as if I was there when CM Punk came out. It was an okay promo, but I wanted more. They structured him in time, so he couldn't go over. If he did, show was off. And I don't know if it was bullet points or script, but I would prefer my plate of CM Punk to not be heavily scripted. That's just me. I don't know which way you want. If you want a little bit more WWE sauce on it or not, but I guess I want the BJ cheesesteak. That's what I want. Just a little bit of salt and pepper and some dry meat.
I don't know anybody that's going to agree with you about getting dry meat. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. I'm talking about the cheesesteak.
I am too.
You better be.
Damn. I can't. Okay. I got the goods, hon. You gotta. Good things come to those who wait. If you're expecting him to go straight off the cuff, he doesn't have anything to be angry about right now. I don't know what B is talking about. Boss, what are you talking about, buddy?
I don't know where he's at. I don't know.
Nothing. What are you talking about? You got to understand. If CM Punk goes and flies off right off break, he has nobody to legitly beef with right now. He has nobody to legit have a legit feud with. What is he going to do? Is it going to be like SmackDown the game? And I heard you run your mouth when I was over in that other organization and you said this. Now I'm here to kick your ass. Is that what you want?
Yeah, if he can't say AEW, we got a problem. They got to give us something.
Well, you know how they do.
Seth is the right person, just like BJ is saying, to give us, the heat to put the smoke out there. But I need Punk to match Seth's intensity, not the Monday promo that we just had, because I didn't feel it. When he hit AEW, I felt it. You know what I'm saying? He came through and he had that grit. He was just raw. You just felt that emotion that he had that was pent up from being away for so long. Now we're transitioning back over. I need him to have that pent up frustration from that's a hot mess across the street. I'm back over here where I belong. It's a lot more sustainable. And I'm old enough, smart enough, wise enough to understand what my role needs to be able to help make the new guys and to improve the industry. That's, what I would like to see. But maybe I'm asking for too much. We'll see. The jury's out. It's only been one day. We'll see what's going to happen next week as he makes his world tour. Wouldn't mind seeing him go up against, I want to call him Walter Gunther, though. That'd be interesting.
See, here's the thing. I think they're going to... Now, speaking of Seth, is that whole meltdown that Seth had, was that a work or a shoot?
You really want me to pull the curtain back on kayfabe?
I'd rather we do it off air.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing it from different angles, and it looked like Drew was upset, Rhea was upset, Seth was definitely upset. So if you're doing that to start something with them, for what? You got Damian Priest holding on to a briefcase that may or may not have the contract in it. You have Finn Balor. You got Dirty Dom running around collecting belts like they're infinity rings. I mean, infinity stones,
Yeah, you think about the Mandarin with the rings.
Yeah. So you got all of that. You got so many people that I don't want to see CM Punk come in. I hate that when somebody comes in from somewhere else, they come in from off the street and they leapfrog everybody that's already been there, and all of a sudden, you walk in the door and you got a title shot. If that's not arcade video game shit, I don't know what else. I want to say that was either SmackDown 1 or 2.
Yep.
Like somebody would come over and they would, I'm back. They were on injury, and all of a sudden they leapfrog you, and now they got a title shot. Like, how the fuck did you beat? Like, I've been kicking ass for the last 6 months. I haven't lost a match. I'm Intercontinental Champion. I'm #1 contender. Like, how the hell did you get a match? And they give you the option to run in.
Oh, I'm running in.
I used to run in and beat everybody's ass.
Benoit suplexes, belly to backs all day long.
See, I was Chris Jericho.
Oh,
I was hitting the lion tames off the rope.
So, I got some bad news.
Oh, Lord.
I know. It's about 3 minutes and 46 seconds over. So, we're going to be in trouble, right?
I'm not going to be in trouble.
No, I ain't going to be. You're going to be in trouble. You got to work tomorrow.
Possible.
Oh, you're not going to say nothing about that? You're just going to let that be? You at least might as well give a preview of tomorrow.
Well, we do have Week 13 NFL coming up. We 6-pack games as usual. We got to go around college football tomorrow too, because we had an upset tonight. I think we had an upset on Friday too, where Bo Nix wound up, sitting on the bench, losing to Washington and Michael Penix Jr., big Penix energy. We got a lot to talk about, just a lot. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and catch the Sunday Rise NFL Week 13 with the boss BJ, the Midnight Rider, and quite possibly myself, the big guy KG. I don't know. I'm tired. I'm running on fumes. I'm gonna set everything up tonight, and I might drag myself in, and I might be here. But make sure you here. Even if I'm not here, make sure you here. So,
that's right. You see,
and before
you try to call out early.
Yeah, I gotta go in the bathroom and work on my call out voice. Hey, me, I ain't gonna be able to make it today. See, I still got it. Wow. Or my personal favorite. Oh my God, oh man. B, I can't come in today. My Uncle Tommy in the hospital. He on life support.
Come on, Black Tony. You listen to Ricky Smiley. And this with the Black Tony.
But ladies,
so what you should have said is
ladies,
you can't come in because you drunk off of the Black French over here. Sorry, go ahead. Tell them about the Black French. That's what I call
it. The Black French. Christmas time is coming up. You have a bourbon drinker, a whiskey drinker. You want to get them something special? Fort Most, however you want to pronounce it. Great company, endorsed by CeeLo Green, endorsed by the Sideline Junkies, Saturday Night Wrestlemainiacs. We have a code that gets you $10 off of any purchase. So that's www.buyfortmose, FORTMOSE.com/discount/maniacs. That's our code. Go ahead and get on up in there. Buy your bourbon drinker, your whiskey drinker, whatever they drink. Buy them a bottle for Christmas, for the holidays. And then after the holidays are over, New Year's Eve coming up. You can't go to that New Year's Eve party empty-handed. It's impolite to show up like that. Buy a bottle to take to the New Year's Eve party. Buy 2 bottles. That way you got one at home to crack when you get home, but you got one for the family to crack, for the friends to crack. Got to do something. But don't go empty-handed.
Mm-hmm.
Buyfortmose.com.
That's right.
Even
pass it out to the wino down on the corner. Willie the wino.
Merry Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? There's a little something for you.
Ned the wino.
Warm them up. Black French.
Yeah. Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad with your
New
drunk asses.
But get in on that.
Animals. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin for getting a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, even though I thought he had one already. But we should try it. Like, Macaulay, you watch wrestling. Weren't you when you had a WrestleMania or something?
Yeah, I think that was a couple years ago.
I know you watch, Macaulay. You better get on this show. You can talk some trash. Let you cut a promo or something. We'll work it out. Maybe book a show.
Yeah,
but either way,
that'd be great.
Yeah. Allegedly, back in the day, this would be our norm where, we could still be rocking and rolling, but, we're not going to talk about them and what, they're making us do. So, unfortunately, we have to go because them over there, him downstairs, said we got to wrap this up, B. So next week we'll have Sumo back, be a full house, and we're going to talk some more shop, see if week 2 of CM Punk coming back is, really going to do something, where they're going to go with Randy Orton, because I'm not sure if you guys remember, we are officially on the road to WrestleMania. Even though the sign's not up, the long-term storyline programs are in place. So we are making those moves towards WrestleMania. And we've got, not us, but WWE's got some figuring out, and they got some splaining to do. Because if Cody's not going to be going up against Roman, they better have a damn good reason why. If Seth's not facing CM Punk, better be a damn good reason why. And still the most important question is not where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, where in the world is LA Knight? So next week, we'll probably dive into some of that to try to put some of these pieces of the puzzle together to figure out what the hell's going on. And also, is MJF going to be able to make it to April without going through injury recovery after December 30th, because he is rumored to be working while hurt. So we'll have to see how that plays out, and if that works in Samoa Joe's favor. So till next week, as always, diversify your bonds.
Konnichiwa, bitches.